What up there, people? As y'all can tell by the thumbnail and the title, is the beach cruiser returning in 2023? Is it making its comeback? Well, it kinda is and it kinda isn't. Let's hop on the bike and let's talk about it. All right, before I say anything else, I'm actually testing a little something right now in case there's any problems. So my GoPro's battery, it's swelling up. They say it's not very safe to use a battery when it's starting to swell up and shit. How I'm currently recording right now is using my extended battery. It acts as the main battery, so it's not using the GoPro battery at all. But anyways, back to the beach cruiser. So why will this beach cruiser be making a comeback? But at the same time, it won't be. Well, it will be making a small comeback because I pulled this bike out the yard. I'm trying to pull certain bikes out from the dead. And I haven't drove this thing at all during the whole of 2023. The last time I've been on this bike, and that wasn't even on camera. Y'all haven't seen this bike in about a year. The last time y'all seen this bike was around June. I think maybe June or July. I'm thinking June when I was doing Uber Eats. I haven't been on this bike since November, the end of November, the beginning of December, because that's when I was going to Wally World to pick up some paint and primer for the bobber project, because it was just it was just about done. It just needed to be painted so I can hook it up and have some fun with it until obviously it's game over with battery. So that was the last time I've been on it. I haven't been on it. I'm gonna just for now say maybe like December 1st, December 3rd. That was the last time I was on this beach cruiser. So it's been several months, about 7 to 8 months now. Look at all those clouds. So I want to get on this thing. I brought it back in the garage. I made sure it worked because the bike covers my mom got for all of our bikes fucking suck. They fly everywhere. They all ripped apart, so now they're all useless, and the bikes just sit in the summer heat and this rain. So that's why it's looking a little dirty. But I brought it back, charged the battery, make sure it still works. Still works fine, as y'all can see. Pumped up the tires, they were pretty flat. And I just want to get back on this thing and record a couple of videos on it. But after I'm done recording a couple of videos on it and why it won't make the comeback that I wouldn't mind making it if I didn't make this decision, it's because I'm thinking about selling this bike, or trying to sell this bike again, for all my newer subscribers. When I here and there did this motovlog stuff, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to dedicate the channel to this stuff, I originally tried to sell this bike to fund my Project Flash, but then my parents ended up funding my Project Flash, or helping me fund it, and then just no one bought this thing. But I also had to remember, oh boy, this is rough. I also had to remember that the good old 19 was still very rough at that time, and people were going broke due to not really having jobs. This is really loose, so this is going to keep falling due to people not really having jobs like that. So not much people was making money, and I built this bike for $2,400, so I was trying to see if I can get $2,400 out of it, and nope. I'm going to attempt to sell this bike again. Now, why am I going to attempt to sell this bike? Because don't get me wrong, like right now I'm actually enjoying this ride. I thought it would be not really boring, but obviously, I'm not explaining. I guess I thought it would be a little boring, because obviously it wasn't going to be exciting. But I thought it was going to be just a tad bit boring being on this bike, since, you know, I got my Sur-On, which is faster, off-roading and all that good stuff. My bobber, way faster, you know, my fast street bike. Plenty of torque and power, but this thing's actually pretty chill. It's kind of nice to be on it again. The only reason I didn't continue to try to sell this bike, or didn't find some way to get some money off of it and get rid of it, is because it wouldn't sell, and I could have just lowered the price. But one thing I realized at that time, I could have lowered the price, but I didn't, because I was thinking to myself, okay, it's 2021, Project Flash was built, fully done, headlights and everything. Actually, I'm wrong, I'm missing things up. So I started trying to sell this bike when Project Flash was getting built. I had bought the frame, front wheel, forks, bought the metal to build the swing arm, but I didn't have enough money to get the motor kit and the battery, which I ended up getting the battery for Christmas, and then a month later on my birthday I ended up getting the motor kit that came with the motor controller, rim, tire, all that good stuff. And then I tried to sell the beach cruiser again after Project Flash was fully built. But then I realized the problem I had with the Nano Bot, I did not want to take that and drive that on public roads like this anymore. You know, that was a fun little thing I keep on the neighborhood. If I just do drive on public roads, single wheel mode, 30 miles per hour. But I still didn't even like doing that much, because those tiny wheels, man, the speed wobbling. I had some balls when I first got the Nano Bot. So I'm like, the Nano Bot is too unsafe. Fuck that. I don't want to go far with that thing. I don't want to do that anymore. It's fun as hell, but it's too unsafe. The Beach Cruiser, it works, it's just, you know, slow, and wasn't quite the style I was trying to go for. I was trying to go for a tracker look, but this bike just didn't quite work for that. The problem with the Project Flash was it was the perfect bike, but it had problems due to user error. But it had problems. It was constantly cutting off. At the time I didn't know why, but it was constantly cutting off. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna go far on this bike, like go to the store or some shit, 3 or more miles out, and this bike cuts off and I gotta walk this bitch back. Hell no. So I'm like, this Beach Cruiser is my only reliable bike, and that's why I kept it. Well, now, as y'all can tell, that is much different now. Yes sir, we haven't been on this twisty road in a while. As y'all can tell, today's video is not really about the route and where we're going. Honestly, it's just about the bike and the conversation we're having now. But it's a whole other story now. The Beach Cruiser is no longer my only reliable bike. I got my bobber, which is now very reliable due to me finally building my own battery, which is something I should have did when my dad suggested to me when I was building the Project Flash. Yeah, I got the Sur-On, ultra reliable, pretty damn fast, faster than this, funner than this, you know, some torque and all that good shit. Decent range, probably a little less range than this if I at least want to do sport mode. If I just needed range and more comfortability, speed, I got the bobber. Once again, this was the only reason I kept this bike, because it was my only reliable bike. But now that I have more reliable bikes, I don't see a purpose of keeping this. But yeah, now that I built my other bikes, I got a certain want, and that's the speed and power. Now, as of right now, I don't know if I'm gonna be some speed demon. I'll have to see when I decide to build some crazy shit in the future. But still, even my bobber now, man, that bobber, the torque on that bobber is a really fucking fun. The speed on that thing is really fun. So it's like, yeah, I just really have a thing for the speed and the power now, and this bike, it obviously doesn't have that. I'm not sure if I'm really caring to keep it. Can't do Uber Eats anymore. I don't know if I ever told you all that story, but I could possibly still do DoorDash. So if I just need a DoorDash bike, I have some plans with my Sur-On that'll make that possible. Therefore, I wouldn't even need this Beach Cruiser for that. So, like I already kind of said, but pretty much what I'm trying to say is, yeah, I just don't see the purpose of keeping this bike. And then I just have a few problems with this bike. Once again, originally when I built it, it ended up not quite being the look that I was trying to go for. The look was actually thrown off a bit. Like I said, I was trying to go for like a old school bike tracker look. But this bike was just not the right type of bike for that. Too big, the fat wheels didn't make it look quite right. Definitely was gonna go work as a cafe racer. 2, I mean, I'm not super short, but I'm not tall neither. I'm like in between, what, 5'8.5", 5'9"-ish. And this damn bike, I mean, it's not too tall, as y'all can tell. I can clearly stop on it, but I'm on my tippy toes with this thing, and it doesn't help that it's a bicycle seat, so my balls hurt. Like, my balls hurt right now, and I barely even stop on this thing. It's just these bicycle seats are not comfortable. I always gotta sit on the end of the seat. But if I sit too far on the end of the seat, I'm kind of half sitting on my ass. Stopping at red lights with stop signs just hurts, because once again, it's too tall. No suspension. It's killing me. But yeah, I just don't see too much of a purpose to keep this thing. And I kind of got plans. So if I was trying to sell this, I'm definitely not gonna try to sell it for $2,400, especially because of how old it is and how used up it is. It's not worth $2,400. But I'm hoping there's a possibility, because this thing still is a little expensive. I'm hoping there's a possibility I can get a G. Shit, now that we're talking at the selling portion and what I'm trying to do with this money, I'm also trying to sell my Nan robot. It's not worth getting it fixed, simply because, like I said, I don't want another scooter anymore. And then I was thinking about taking the motors off and all the components off and making like a go-kart with it. But I'm thinking I can make a go-kart with better components. I realized something a while ago when I was thinking about upgrading my Sur-On. I'm like, wait a minute, I'll still have the original battery, controller, and motor. So I could use that drivetrain for another project. But I'm wondering if I can get a G for this, and if not, if I do get a G, I'm either going to use it towards one of my projects or towards the Sur-On. If I can't get no money, I wonder, can I possibly get a trade?
So just to all sum it up, like I said, there's no point of me keeping this bike anymore. It's no longer my only reliable bike. My bobber's reliable, my Sur-On's reliable. I just have much better and faster bikes now. The Beach Cruiser's not even really a fun bike. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a little nice cruiser, but my type of cruising is like 45 to 50 miles per hour, keeping up with traffic type of cruising. That's my type of cruising. That's my type of riding, or getting a little bit of speed, you know, doing like 60 plus. That's just my type of riding. For all I know, I might be a speed demon type. I just don't have a fast enough bike. So I'm hoping to sell the Beach Cruiser for like a max of $1,200, and I'm also trying to sell my nanobot because it doesn't fully work and it has a very bad battery. It's damn near useless. I'm gonna try to sell the nanobot for about $500 max. And I'm hoping to get about at least $1,500 from both bikes combined. And even though I'd rather get the money because I can use it towards one of my projects, whether it's the Surround build, more than likely it's going to go towards my main project coming up soon. I'm not going to give y'all too much information right now, but I'd rather use that money on my projects. But if I don't get the money, I wouldn't mind getting a trade, something like, you know, a pit bike, a dirt bike, a small little gas engine I could use to learn how to drive a gas motorcycle. You know, I don't know if I want to jump into high power, even though I do have my bobber, so I'm used to having a little bit of power, but it'll be different, you know, with a gas engine. But with that being said, I'm hoping I can get maybe a trade, but I'm mainly hoping I can get that money. But y'all let me know if y'all want to see just a little bit more videos of this bike before I let it go, because I was thinking about doing more, but I'm like, let's see if anybody even cares about this thing anymore. I feel like I got a little bit of better things going on as of right now and for the future. But if I want to see a couple more, I'll probably do like 2 more videos of this thing, because there's not much places I can go with this bike since it's not that fast. It's not the rangiest bike in the world. But if not, I'm gonna leave it here, and this will be the first and last time y'all see this bike. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead, check out the rest of my videos. Like, comment, subscribe. It has been your boy. Stay tuned for more, and I am out. Peace.